Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. My name is Rachel. Today our yoga practice is entirely hands-free. So anyone that may have a wrist injury or discomfort in the wrist, this is going to be perfect for you. And for the rest of us, we're just going to give our wrists a nice break today and still have an awesome yoga practice. So if that sounds good to you guys, find some space to move. Let's get started, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We're going to get started at the top of our mat, so you can make your way there. And just bringing your feet about hip width apart for Tadasana, mountain pose. So we're going to stand up nice and tall, roll your shoulders all the way up to your ears and back and then down. Just leaving your hands by your sides, turning your palms to face forward. Spread our fingers nice and wide, like really, really wide, so that you feel a stretch through your hands, through your palms, keeping your shoulders relaxed. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, you can let your eyes close. And we're just going to take a few breaths, standing here, starting to engage the body. See if you can keep those fingers spread nice and wide the whole time that we're here. And just drawing your belly button back towards your spine, still soft through the shoulders though. Feeling your breath. You can breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Awesome. You guys take one more breath in and exhale. And just relaxing your arms completely at your sides. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Our hands are going to find our hips. And we're just going to start to bend our knees as we tip forward at the same time. So coming about halfway down. Now just holding it here with the hands on the hips. How flat can you make your back? Going for a nice long spine. So almost think about arching the back, but instead of arching it completely, just make it a really small movement so your spine is nice and long. So if you're rounding, or if you don't know that you're rounding, you can just look in a mirror next time you're by one and see, what does my halfway lift forward fold actually look like? And then if you need to just think about maybe arching the back a little bit, you can arch the back, and as you stick your butt out, you're going to start to feel a nice stretch the back of your legs, even if your knees are bent. So just think about lifting the tailbone up towards the ceiling, sticking your butt out. Breathe. Awesome, you guys. Use an inhale. Lift yourself all the way back up. Straighten your legs. Bring your hands to your sides. Roll your shoulders all the way back and down. Hands are going to come back to the hips. Bend your knees as you tip forward. As you tip forward. So you can stay halfway if you'd like, or you can keep dropping your chest. But let's keep our hands on our hips today. So again, no matter how far you're folding, you still want to think about lifting that tailbone up towards the ceiling, and that's just going to bring a whole lot more length into the back of the legs and into the spine, and you're going to feel a whole lot of good things. Awesome, you guys. So don't worry about having straight legs here. Just feeling the stretch of those hamstrings, folding as far as your body wants you to go. And then with an inhale, bend your knees a lot and lift yourself all the way back up to standing. So hands are going to find your sides, rolling your shoulders back and down. That left foot is going to come all the way to the back of your mat. So warrior one, dropping the back heel, bending into the front knee, and just pulling that left hip forward, belly button shining forward. We're going to bring our hands to prayer. So relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, just working into those legs a little bit here. So as you sink into that front knee, maybe you're feeling a stretch through that back leg. Awesome job, you guys. Stay for another breath here, bending into that front knee. And with your next inhale, release your hands to your sides, and exhale, step or walk that back foot up to the top of your mat. Feet are going to be hip width apart again, hands to the hips. Inhale. Exhale as you tip forward and bend your knees at the same time. Maybe taking it a little further, but noticing what the tailbone is doing. I can't find my words today. So lifting the tailbone up towards the sky, feeling that nice length through the back of your legs, just leaving the hands on the hips. And with an inhale, you can stand all the way back up. So we're going to take that right foot back as far as you can on the mat. Drop the heel, bend into that front knee, set up that warrior one stance. So front leg is bent, back leg is straight, pulling that right hip forward so that your belly button is shining forward. And then once you've got that, you're settled in, just bring your hands to prayer, nice and light, bringing your palms together, relaxing through the shoulders, but don't forget to wake up the core, draw your belly button in towards your spine. Awesome work, you guys. Just one more full breath. Staying for an inhale and an exhale. Stepping that back foot all the way to the top of your mat. Feet hip width apart. One more forward fold. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, tip it on down. Again, you can stay halfway or go a little further. Think about that tailbone, lifting the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Awesome job, you guys. With your next breath in, lift yourself all the way back up to standing. That left foot is coming all the way back onto the mat again. Instead of warrior one though, we're going to go into warrior two. So turn your foot so that the side of your foot's parallel to the back of your mat, bending into that front knee. So bending into that front knee, a nice wide stance, and then belly button shining to the left this time instead of forward. And then you can add your arms when you're ready. So looking over that front middle finger. Again, waking up the leg, so sinking into that front knee. Also getting into the hips, also all great things happening through that lower body. Awesome work, you guys. With an inhale, straighten your front leg. Reach on forward and lower that right hand. Let's go to the inside of that front leg. So I don't want you to put too much weight on that front shin or that ankle. I want you to keep your hand hovering above the floor because again, today's a hands-free practice. So Trikonasana, using a whole lot more core strength than you need to use when you can put some body weight onto that front hand and that front leg. So just think about lifting the chest, looking up to those left fingertips if you've got it, and using that core strength, drawing your belly button back towards your spine. You're also really strong through the legs. Awesome work, you guys. Using a big inhale, we're going to come up, so lift your upper body, and exhale, bend back into that front knee. Maybe you want to go a little bit lower than you were last time. So warrior two. Set up that nice low lunge, and then just bringing your right forearm to your thigh and sweeping that left fingertips, those left hand, to the front of the room, extended side angle. So don't let that front knee straighten on you. Awesome work, you guys. So you can stay here with taking some body weight on that forearm and on that front leg, or maybe you just want to take all that weight out of that arm and try and bring your fingertips towards the mat. But again, not touching the mat, just hovering them above it, using all legs, all core strength here. Awesome work, you guys. Use a big inhale to lift yourself up. Straighten that front leg again. Reach forward and then lower your hand for Trikonasana. Again, not putting any weight through that bottom hand. All legs, all core. Just a nice counterbalance to that lunge. Nice job, you guys. Using a big inhale, lift your upper body back up. Exhale to bend into that front knee. Just one more breath here, you guys. You got this. And then using an inhale, let's turn to face the front and exhale. Step your back foot up to meet the front. Nice job, you guys. So that right foot's going to come back. Take a second to adjust your stance. Finding that warrior two leg lunge, bending into that front knee, just checking that the back foot, the edge of the foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Awesome work. So bending into that front knee, just starting here by getting that nice hip opener because you're a nice deep lunge. Breathing. Nice work, you guys. With an inhale, you can straighten the front leg, reach on forward, and then that left hand's just gonna come in front of your calf or your leg, and you're gonna reach up with those right fingertips. So using that core again, engaging, drawing the belly button back towards your spine. Nice straight front leg, just a very small micro bend in that knee. So if your knee's locking, just bend it slightly. Awesome work, you guys. So strong. With a nice big inhale, lift your upper body up. Exhale, bending into that front knee, finding your warrior two. Nice work, you guys. So taking that left forearm, bringing it onto your quad or your thigh, sweeping those right fingertips for the front of the room for extended side angle. A few moments here, nice and strong through the legs. Awesome job, you guys. So keep the forearm on the thigh or try to bring those fingertips towards the mat, just hovering them there using all your legs, all your core strength now. Nothing through that shoulder, through that upper body is helping to hold you up except for your core and your back strength. Awesome work, you guys. A nice big inhale is going to lift you back up, straighten that front leg. Actually, I think we bent back into it, didn't we? We came back into that warrior two. Nice job, you guys. And now you can inhale and straighten your front leg, reaching forward and lowering that left hand back into Trikonasana just for one more moment. Beautiful, you guys. Use an inhale to lift yourself back up, sinking into that front knee. Stay for a breath in. And use an exhale to step or walk your back foot all the way up to the top of your mat. Awesome job, you guys. So bringing your feet hip width apart, hands to your hips. Inhale to stand tall. And exhale to tip it forward again, going halfway or a little further. Tailbones lifting up towards the sky. Awesome job, you guys. Feel that nice stretch to the back of your legs. And then your hands can find your hips. Inhale all the way up to standing. We're going to have a seat, so however you want to get down into seated, you can make your way there now. So bringing your feet to the mat before you get too comfy, bending your knees. We're just going to hang on to the back of our legs just for a moment to start to take all that weight out of the toes. So you're just leaning back a little bit, finding your balance on your sit bones. So you can start to bring your belly button back towards your spine, relaxing through your shoulders. If you're able to let go of your legs, maybe one hand, both hands, you could just give that a try. Not worrying about too much about the feet. So if they're up here, they can be up here. If they're down here, they're down here. They're just taking very little weight or maybe no weight at all. We're just finding our balance, breathing into boat pose. Awesome work, you guys. If you're comfortable closing your eyes in this one, just let your eyes close. Feel your breath. And just a few more moments here. Nice work, you guys. So very slowly lower your feet down. Soles of the feet are going to come together. Your knees are going to be out nice and wide. So you can just place your hands on your knees or on your feet, but sit nice and tall. Just finding the length through the spine. Slowing down the breath. And if you want to add a forward fold to this, you can start to tip forward at those hips. And being gentle if you're hanging onto your toes. Just maybe rest your hands on the floor or on your mat. Just folding as far as feels good. You can keep a nice long spine if you have any discomfort in your low back. Maybe you're still up here. But if it feels okay to maybe round, you can round your back if it feels good. Nice work, you guys. So start to lift yourself back up if you are folding forward. We're going to bring our knees together again. We're going to be coming back up into that boat pose. So just leaning back a little bit, taking some weight out of the feet. The feet do not have to leave the mat, so find what works for you. Maybe you want to hang on to the knees or the back of the legs. Maybe you can let go. If you want to come with me for a bit of a twist, you could bring your hands to prayer and just turn yourself over to the right. Twist, and then go the other way. Just a little twist, nice and gentle, but drawing your belly button, really using that core the entire time. So not worrying too much about the toes and the feet. If they're touching the mat, they're touching the mat. Just soften the shoulders, create some length through the spine, and find a little twisting motion if you want it. Nice work, you guys. One more on each side. And then bringing yourself back to the middle. Drop your feet down. One more butterfly. So fold it forward if you want it, or just stay sitting nice and tall. Releasing those hip flexors. And then just using an inhale to lift yourself back up, bringing your knees together. And we're going to roll back and lay down on our backs. So just keeping your feet planted, your knees nice and bent, and walk your heels as close to your hips as you can. Maybe you can even lightly touch your fingertips to the back of your heels. And using a breath in, so an inhale, we're going to lift the hips off of the mat. And once you get your hips up, you could walk your shoulders a little bit closer together. You could even clasp your hands together, or just rest your hands beside you on the mat. But bridge pose. Thinking about that collarbone and bringing the collarbone towards the chin without moving the chin towards the collarbone. Pushing into your feet, breathing, and still drawing the belly button back towards the spine here instead of trying to expand the tummy. Awesome work, you guys. Stay for another full breath. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale with the hips up. And use an exhale to lower those hips all the way back down to the mat. And just let your knees rock from side to side. So we've got a few options coming up here, you guys. So there's going to be 3 options. So option 1 is to lay flat on your back and bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out nice and wide. So we're going to take a few breaths in whichever pose you decide to come into. So this is Supta Baddha Konasana, making that nice diamond shape with your legs and resting your arms just beside you or above your head, maybe on your tummy, wherever's comfy. So this is option 1. Option 2 is to bring the knees together and lift the feet up into the air. So maybe you want to come here, you want your feet just lifted up into the air, nice straight legs, or maybe you've got a bend in the knees. Option 2. And again, you can rest your arms beside you, above you, on top of you, whatever works for you. Option 3 is shoulder stand. So this is kind of half, I call this half shoulder stand. This is half a shoulder stand. If you want to come all the way up into shoulder stand today, you're just going to lift your hips off the mat, bring your hands to your low back for support, and then try and stack those hips above your shoulders, and then you can do whatever you'd like with your legs. You can send those feet up towards the ceiling. You could make a diamond shape with your legs, bring the soles of the feet together, the knees out wide. We're just keeping your gaze up to your feet if you're in shoulder stand, protecting your neck by not looking side to side. Nice work, you guys. So if you are in shoulder stand, or anybody that wants to come into plow, you could let your feet fall behind your head. Maybe they'll touch the floor, maybe they won't. Just go as far as your body lets you go. And again, this is a really intense stretch for the neck, so just try to keep your head still. And then slowly, 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 if your hips are off the mat right now, bringing them back down nice and slow. If your feet are in the air, you're in your half shoulder stand. Slowly drop your feet all the way back down, and we're gonna meet in Supta Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of the feet together and let your knees fall out wide. So you can take one hand, your right hand, place it on your belly button, and your left hand, place it on your heart. And let your eyes close and just take a few nice big breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just keep on taking those nice big breaths. And then whenever you feel ready to bring your knees back together, you can just bring your hands to the outside of your legs. Help them come back together. We're going to reach our arms out to the side, so either side of you, and your knees are going to fall over to the left. So you can stack your knees on top of each other. You could cross the top leg over the bottom leg, but just finding a nice twist here. When you're ready to use an inhale, you can lift those knees all the way back up and let them fall to the other side. So if you're crossing your legs, just cross them the other way, left over the right. Just settling into the twist for a few breaths. Using an inhale to lift those knees back up, laying flat on your back, and just pull the knees into the chest. Give a little rock from side to side, just massaging the low back, the spine. And then just stay here for a little longer, or maybe find happy baby by bringing your knees out wide and reaching for your feet. And then letting go of those feet if you've got them. Bring your knees together and just extend your legs out nice and long on your mat. Bring your feet out to the edges, nice and wide, taking your arms, resting them beside you, and taking a big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Awesome work, you guys. Setting up for Shavasana. I encourage you to take just a little bit of time here today if you have the time to do so. Just letting your body be completely relaxed. Letting go of any control you have over the breath. Just let your body take control. And until next time, you guys, have a really awesome day. Namaste.